Hello and welcome to the fastest 5 minutes in IU sports. I'm Emma Watson.
And I'm Riley Woodall. Let's get into it. Well, Indiana football finalized a new deal with head coach Curt Cignetti. Coming from James Madison with a record of 52-9, going 11-1 this past year, coaching the best record in the Sun Belt for his team as well. Cignetti stated he's excited to lead the program and change the culture, mindset, and expectation level of Hoosier football. With a head coach change, IU will also see some big changes on the field. Wide receiver Donovan McCulley, starting quarterback Brendan Sorsby, and running back Trent Howland were among many names who entered the transfer portal for IU. The season will kick off on August 31st in Memorial Stadium against Florida International University. It's safe to say it will be an exciting season for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Indiana men's soccer battled in-state foe Notre Dame with a spot in the College Cup on the line. Our Austin Platt was in South Bend for the thriller. Austin?
Hey guys, I'm here inside Alumni Stadium in South Bend where Indiana's season came to a heartbreaking end. It's been a common theme for the Hoosiers the last few years. This time it was Notre Dame. The final score 1-1 after 110 minutes of play, 5-4 in penalties as Notre Dame comes up on top and will march on to the College Cup next week in Louisville. Austin Platt here for IU Fast 5. Indiana went behind for the second straight time this year against Notre Dame. A fantastic free kick scored by the Irish in the first quarter hour or so. The Hoosiers were behind looking for that equalizing goal. They didn't have one going into the first half. They were fantastic on the back line. In the second half, Patrick McDonald, he's got a knack for scoring huge goals in matches like this. On the half volley from over 20 yards out, a smasher into the corner that tied things up at 1. From then on, nothing more. Plenty of opportunities in the final few moments of regulation, but into penalties. Joey Mayer, the first one to step up for Indiana, missed. The rest of the guys scored, and Notre Dame, the ones that come out on top. Indiana's season ends in heartbreaking fashion. For IU Fast 5, I'm Austin Platt.
Basketball opened Big Ten Conference play last Friday against Maryland inside Assembly Hall. Despite a couple of scoring droughts, the Hoosiers dominated the majority of the game and never gave up the lead, defeating the Terps 65-53. The key to Indiana's success was matching Maryland's physicality throughout the game and controlling the offensive and defensive glass, out-rebounding the Terps 46-30. Senior team captain Trey Galloway stepped up in a big way in the absence of his backcourt counterpart Xavier Johnson, tallying 12 points, 6 rebounds, and team-leading 6 assists.
Got a lot of guys that can score, and they're gonna take certain things away from us, and we got to be ready to go to other options. But I mean, the main thing is we're not really worried about who's scoring. We want to get the win. So I think just all 5 guys just knowing that whatever it takes to get the win.
Indiana now travels to the Chrysler Center in Ann Arbor to take on Michigan Tuesday. Tip-off is at 9.
And Indiana women's basketball dominated Stetson Sunday afternoon inside Assembly Hall. After a less than convincing win at Maine just a couple days earlier, the Hoosiers responded in a big way as this one finished 72-34. Holmes and Yarden Garzone led the way for the Hoosier offense, putting up 17 and 14 respectively. The blowout allowed Coach Terry Morin to give minutes to a lot of players as 11 different Hoosiers touched the floor on Sunday. Perhaps the most encouraging performance came from center Lily Meister. She tallied 20 minutes and corralled 7 rebounds behind only Sydney Parrish with 10 for the game high. Indiana will next travel to Piscataway to open their Big Ten schedule against Rutgers.
The Indiana swim and dive teams both posted wins over Cincinnati this past weekend. Despite losing top performers to the national contest, the men's team won 204-90, and the women's team did as well, 194-99. Senior Warren Briggs and junior Katie Carson each swept their distance freestyle races, while junior Skylar Liu and sophomores Maxwell Reichwick swept diving as well. All this led to an outing where the Hoosiers won every single event contested in the dual meet against the Bearcats. The teams now have January 19th circled on their calendars as they look to face Michigan in Ann Arbor.
And lastly, we go to New Jersey as the wrestling team traveled to face off against Princeton. In a rematch from last year, the Hoosiers took their second win against the Tigers. 28th-ranked Dan Fongaro came in clutch for Indiana, winning by major decision in the match's final bout. The final score ended 18-15, leaving the Hoosiers up 2-1 in the all-time series. Indiana Wrestling will be back in Wilkinson Hall on Saturday, December 9th for a home duel against Central Michigan.
And that's going to do it for us today. Be sure to follow along with us on Wednesday for another edition of the Fast 5. For our production crew and for the final time this semester, I'm Emma Watson.
And I'm Riley Woodall. God bless.